Hi there guys, Office Boy Builder here. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you are well. I've got something a little bit different for you today. This is a DIY channel, but that doesn't mean we're only doing building. I also want to help you fix things around the house if they're broken. And so today, what I want to show you is how to fix hot spots or bright white lights on your TV. If you've got an LED backlit TV, then this is the video for you, so stay tuned. And I'm gonna show you what the problem is, and then I'm gonna show you what it looks like at the end so you can stick around if it's gonna help you. So sorry for the flickering, but you see those spots there? Switch back to another browser. You see these hot spots here? There are 5 of them on the TV. That is what we are fixing, and it will go from looking something like that. Oh, that is significantly better. One small hot spot. Otherwise, that is pretty good. I'm happy with that. So this is what the back of your telly looks like. And you'll see there are these LEDs here. And it's different from this one here. This one has a lens on it. This one does not, because it's fallen down. First things first, switch off your telly. And then you want to make sure that that red light is off by unplugging it or switching it off at the wall. So that is now disconnected from the power. Then what we're going to do is we're going to unplug all the cables, we're going to move it away from there, and we're going to put it somewhere that is much easier for us to work on. You're going to need a range of screwdrivers, Phillips head and flathead screwdrivers. And basically this thing has about a bazillion screws holding it together. First things first, take the base off, lay it flat on its front so the back is exposed. And while that is there, grab a couple of bowls or something similar to hold all of the screws so that you have somewhere to put them so that you don't lose them. And try and keep track of the order that you take them out in, because there are different ones and different sizes. So you'll have seen on the time lapse all of the screws are out. Now you basically want to go around and just gently lift and start to pry up. It will be clipped in slightly or feel like it's clipped in places. That's fine. You just gently work your way around and lift the back off like that and place it somewhere carefully out the way where it's not going to get damaged or trodden on, because it's quite thin. I'm actually going to leave these screws with this here so that they don't get lost. This is the right hand speaker. This is the left hand speaker, because obviously we're looking at the back of the telly. There's a protective casing here and here. We're going to be removing both of those before we're able to then continue taking more screws off, and this little black plastic clip that holds the front on. For this section here, there are 4 screws. 1, 2, 3, 4. Your TV may be slightly different, but they probably will have arrows pointing to where the screw is. So just have a look for these little arrows like this. So these 4 screws are out, and this bit literally just lifts off like this. Just be very gentle though. Roll it over, you'll see. Don't pull, because this ribbon cable is attached here. This is a pinch from either side, and then a gentle pull down. Yeah, like that. You gently squeeze together and then jiggle it side to side, and that piece is now loose. Again, I'm going to put it up out the way, and I'm going to put the bowl of screws there with it. That's why I've got so many of these, because there are lots. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to gently lift these out. I'm going to again unplug this here. This is for the left and right speaker. Save me having to unplug it at either side, You can just take it once off the board, and then at the bottom here, these clip up as well. 1 and 2, and these then very gently lift out. So very carefully lift this up. Yeah, so there's a little latch that you lift up over and then pull down. Be very careful. If you pry this up too much, you will snap this and it won't retain it next time when you put it back in. And these little bits of tape just peel off. With these have little plastic lugs that hold them in place. There are no screws holding them in place. So it should be possible to just gently ease these out. So behind here and here, there's a little kind of rubber grommet. And what you want to do is this. You want to pull down and up at the same time. Those are the two rubber grommets that I was talking about. They literally just kind of piston fit into here. So I'll show you again. You were going down and up like this at the same time. So put all the pressure on your thumb and pivot from your finger. The whole of this unit's going to come off because it's attached to a little control panel or circuit board that's behind this. So here again we've got these little screws. We're going to be taking these off one by one, and then we're very carefully exposing a little circuit board that's behind here. So again, another little pot, a smaller screwdriver, and we're just going to start detaching this. Now I strongly recommend, if you've got them, get screwdrivers that have a little magnetic tip, because these are fantastic. If you drop little screws, it just helps you pick them up or grab them from a distance. So in addition to these small silver screws on top, there are also a series of very small black screws in the bottom of it, which help to hold it in place. And again, this is another good reason to have a magnetic screwdriver. So those are all detached along the bottom row here. They're detached along the top. They now have these little brackets here. If I just gently pry behind here, that will start to lift up. And the idea is we're going to work our way along and very carefully pop each of these. You need about 4 pairs of hands really, but if you work your way along slowly, like I did just then, you can very gently take that out. As before, this goes carefully to the side with the bolt of screws. If you didn't detach these earlier, you can detach them now. We're very carefully going to avoid touching these little gold strips, and we're going to just pop this out. When I say we're going to pop this out, really all we're doing is just gently easing this down. We're going down and towards you, like that. Just that this is disconnected from this at the back. So these little ribbons can just stay in place, they're fine where they are, because effectively what we need to do is detach this from everything that's holding it to the frame. So now we need to go around and very gently ease off these clips all around the edges that are effectively holding the frame to the body and to the front. So I'm going to go around. I'll probably put you on the time lapse here because you'll be able to see me easier. Anything specific I will obviously show you. So all of these tiny little screws are holding the frame around the edge. So now what we can do is, because the frame is detached from the body, we're going to very, very carefully separate the two. I'm not going to film myself doing this. You'll see it on the time lapse because I really do need 2 hands. I'm probably going to lift it up on its edge and gently separate the two. awesome. I hope that you saw that on the time lapse. Effectively, I separated out the frame, and then this very, very fragile screen unit comes away. This is why we needed to detach these gold ribbons and the circuit board at the start. And what we're left with is this white film here. So again, we're going to separate this, lift up this white sheet, and then you will see what the problem is. The way that you get that off is by these little black plastic lugs on the side here. Each of these the whole way around. Gently pry those forward with a flathead screwdriver and slowly pop them off, just like that, the whole way around. Again, you need about 8 pairs of hands, but you can do it. So I've very carefully and gently pried those off. I'm going to lay this down just out here. And then this is the white sheet that I was talking about. It's actually a few layers thick. There are quite a few sheets here. And that's the last bit. That's what you're going to lift. And again, gently place it to the side. And then I'm going to show you what is causing the hot spots on your TV. So this is what the back of your telly looks like. And you'll see there are these LEDs here. And it's different from this one here. This one has a lens on it. This one does not, because it's fallen down. All of these, I only had 5 before, all of these have fallen off in the process because they glue them with very, very useless glue. So if I was to turn this telly back on now, I would have however many hot spots there are, lenses up there that shouldn't be there. They should all be on these LEDs. So the thing to do is to go and get some super glue, Gorilla Glue. You can use a small amount of that, but you really don't want to be covering, or Gorilla Glue expands, which can cause the, I mean, look how easy these things are to just pop off. They literally just pull off. So I'm going to get some proper super glue and glue these things in properly. I'm going to do all of them again. They don't have a specific order, they don't go anywhere. They do have very tiny little feet on them. There are 3 feet, which correspond with those little dots there. So you'll want to make sure that those line up. But yes, once you've done that, you can re-glue these in place, and then it's time to just reverse the process. What I did, and you know, you can do it however you want, when I lifted off the sheet, I lay it over that way around. So just remember to put it back on the way it came. And I did the same with the black frame there. I did the same with that screen there. I lifted it up. So I know everything is folded over, everything is laid in a certain order. So that is what they are meant to look like. Nice and solid in place. I'm not going to pull them. I've just glued them down with very fast, high quality super glue. It's by Everbuild, so it's very good quality stuff. So that's pretty much done. I decided to pull them all off and redo all of them from scratch, save any of them falling down in the future, because while I'm here, I'm here. So if you're going to do that, I suggest you take them all off at the start and then work your way across in a systematic way. Don't just stick on the ones that are loose and then start pulling off the other ones, because you will inevitably forget which ones you took off first and which ones you've glued on. So that's all done. So now I can just flop everything back on, clip it all in place, reverse the process. I've got all my bowls of screws ready to go. I've got the speakers. I'll keep you on the time lapse here so you can see what's going on. We're almost done. Okay, so I have just put it all back together. I have one screw left over. I have no idea where that's from. There are no holes. Empty at the back of the TV, but this system works really, really well. So I recommend following that. That's a nice little tip. I haven't even turned it on yet. Let's have a look. Look, okay, so bottom right, just around here, looks like there is one that isn't quite fully in place. But actually, that is not too bad at all. I'm certainly not going to take it all apart again just to fix it. Let's go to the input. Yeah, tiny, tiny amount. And that is the outcome. So I hope you found that useful, helpful, enjoyable. If you did, please do give it a like, a thumbs up, a subscribe, all of that good stuff. And I will see you on the next video.